Hello dear friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel Mukesh English. Friends, in this video we are going to have a discussion of the October examination, October 2022 examination question paper, second semester BCA B.Sc Generic English October 2022 examination solved question paper. I have solved the question paper of the last year or October 2022 examination question paper, second semester BCA B.Sc Bangalore City University BCU. Duration 2 hours 30 minutes, maximum marks 60. Now the section A consists the workbook, the 40 marks. And to begin with, the first question on your question paper will be here. Read the following passage and answer the questions set on it. So you need to read the question, you need to read the passage for one or the two times, or later you need to solve the 5 questions, each for 1 mark. Reading skills refer to an individual's ability to read, interpret, analyze, and decipher written language and text. Extensive reading can help to understand and respond to written discourse, such as masterpieces in any discipline, any kind of writing, emails, text messages, letters, and other written messages. Further, reading is the process of comprehending the meaning of written symbols and letters by looking at them. Along with hearing, speaking, writing, and reading is one of the 4 language skills that help to develop a deeper sense of the given discourse. After listening and speaking, reading is usually the 3rd language skill that help to master the language. If reading strategies are adequately imparted to the students, they can understand any discourse sensibly. Hence, the knowledge of different types of comprehension is inevitable in learning the language and acquiring wisdom too. So, like this, you read the passage 2 or 3 times and try to answer those questions. What do reading skills refer to? Reading skills refer to an individual's ability to read, interpret, analyze, and decipher written language and text. Reading is the process of comprehending the meaning of written symbols and letters by looking at them. Which are the 4 language skills mentioned in the passage? Listening, speaking, reading, and writing. How does extensive reading help an individual? It helps to understand and respond to written discourses. Then write a suitable title to the passage, and the title is here language skills. So, like this, you need to read the passage and you need to answer the 5 questions, each for 1 mark. Now, do is directed any 5 of the following. So, you have here the choice. You need to opt any 5 questions, each for 1 mark. The very first one is here synonym. So you need to find the synonym. The word disguise is here misrepresent. A synonym is to say the same meaning. Then antonym, the opposite of the word, opposite meaning of the word blunt is here direct. These two are very confusing. I have tried my best to find the answer. Then the third one is here affix, prefix or suffix, and you need to add here prefix or suffix to appointment, and the answer is here disappointment. Then the fourth one is here construct 2 sentences using the given hyponym. What is a hyponym? Watch, WATCH. So where is your watch? I need to watch it for 2 hours. In the first sentence, in the first question, where is your watch? Here watch is noun. I need to watch it for 2 hours. That is for watch here refers to the verb. Next, you have fill in the blanks with suitable homophone. So the weather is pleasant today. WEATHER, same pronunciation, different meaning. Answer is your weather. So out of 5 questions, out of 6 questions, one more six question is here. Collocation. Make away is the collocation. And by using this collocation, you need to frame the sentence. And the answer is here. The burglars made away with all their silverwares. So out of these 6 questions, you need to opt only 5 questions, each for 1 mark. Now moving further, one more question you have here with instructions. 3 questions are being asked here. First question, articles. Food is blank basic human right. So food is the basic human right. Article the. Next preposition. A big dog was found stuck in the car. So answer is here in. Next, third is here. The young boys are playing football. Either it's a transitive verb or intransitive verb. It's a transitive verb. So like this, 3 questions, each for 1 mark. Then fill in the blanks with the suitable tense forms. So the lion stand will in the past tense stood 8 years 8 yards from the road, his left side towards us. He took not the slightest notice of the crowd's approach. He then ate the tea and disappeared. So we have one sort of clue here. Disappeared is in the past tense, so the remaining verb should also be in the past tense. So stand will convert into stood, and yeah, stand will convert into stood, take will convert into took, eat into ate. So these are the 3 marks questions. Now you have a dialogue. You need to convert this dialogue into reported speech. Remember, this is very similar to the question you have been asked in the second PUC examination, reported speech. Similarly, so let's read it first. Kaushik, hey Aarti, how is your new venture? Aarti, it's neither good nor bad, Kaushik. I love working as a chemist, but it has its flaws though. Kaushik, what do you mean by this statement? We are a bunch of competitive, ambitious, sometimes petty people, but it is focus and determination that values the most. Kaushik, of course, it's focus that matters in any type of job. Aarti, I know. Besides a chemist, Besides, a chemist should be careful while taking up experiments. Kaushik, your determination will help you reach all that you deserve, Aarti. Aarti, my best wishes to you. Thanks and catch you later. So we need to convert, we need to change this dialogues into reported speech. So let's convert it here in the complete past tense. Kaushik asked Aarti how her new venture was. Aarti replied that it was neither good nor bad, and she loves working as a chemist, but it has its flaws though. Look, we have not changed this statement. She loves working as a chemist. It has its flaws too, because it cannot be changed. It's a quite common expression. Kaushik also asked her what she meant by that statement. Aarti explained that they are a bunch of competitive, ambitious, sometimes petty people. So, this is a common statement about the chemist. But it is focus and determination that values the most. So, it cannot be changed in the past tense. Kaushik added that it's focus that matters in any type of job. Aarti commented that besides, a chemist should be careful while taking up experiments. Kaushik encouraged her, saying that her determination would reach all that she deserves and wished her. Aarti thanked him. So in this, we have seen here that many sentences have not been changed in the past tense because they are the regular expressions, common expressions which cannot be considered in the past tense. So this is about the reported speech for 5 marks. Now we are moving to the dialogue writing based on an incident. So write a dialogue on the given incident between the mother and the children. Imagine it's rainy season. The children Simon and Shama are planning for a trip to Uti with parents. Write a dialogue among them to convince parents. Very interesting. So Simon, hi Simon, hi Shama. It should be hi Shama. Hi Shama, my last exam will be tomorrow. Shama, my exams too. Simon, let's plan for out of station as we have vacation for 1 week. Shama, hey, that's a great idea. Simon, let's talk to mom. Shama, hey mom, our exams are getting out tomorrow. Shall we plan for out of station? Mother, that's really good news. Why? But your dad is quite busy. Shama, will convince him. Moreover, it's rainy season. Let's plan to go to Uti. Mother, hey, superb. That's good idea. Simon, nice spot. Shama, yeah. Let dad come in evening. I'll talk to him. Mother, yes, you only can convince him. Shama, don't worry, I'll do it. So, like this very casual discussion, keeping in mind the punctuation marks as well as like full stop, capital letter. So, this will give the best marks. So, minimum is 8 to 10 dialogues because it's for 5 marks. Next, we are moving to the another questions from the verbal and non-verbal communication skills topic. So first question, name any four multiple channels available today for communication. We have WhatsApp, we have Facebook, we have Twitter, we have LinkedIn, obviously we have mobile, and obviously the new mode of communication is chat GPT. What is verbal communication? Verbal communication is defined as communication to express our views, information, ideas in the form of sound or words. Choose the right answer from the following expressions. So we have first expression, on meeting a lovely pet given to the old neighbor after 8 months. So what kind of is it? What kind of expression is it? Is it emotional, critical, frightened? So obviously it's a emotional expression. Answer A. On working all night for the next day presentation as a scientist. What kind of expression? It's a merry, sad, excited expression. So I have already mentioned the links of reported speech, direct indirect speech, collocation, verbal, non-verbal communication. I have already done the videos on those topics of grammar. You can see the description box and you can learn more by following my videos on grammar. Please check the description box. You will find all the links. Now, moving ahead, write a paragraph on the given topic, not less than 10 sentences. So I have not written the full paragraph. I've just given you the clues that you have two topics: use of herbal products or harmful effects of alcohol. So just the beginning of the paragraph. The major use of herbal medicines is for health promotion and therapy for chronic as opposed to life-threatening conditions. However, usage of traditional remedies increases when conventional medicine is ineffective in the treatment of disease, such as in advanced cancer and in the face of new infectious diseases. Or another topic you have harmful effects of alcohol. So you can opt anyone, keep in the mind topic, sentence, content, and the concluding remark. These 3 points plus also you mentioned the title of the passage. This is for 5 marks. Now we are moving to the last question of your question paper. Sorry, last question from the workbook. Welcome speech or word of thanks. So question will be like this. You have invited an eminent educationist as a chief guest to your college annual day. Prepare a welcome speech. So remember, the profile of the speaker is given here. You need to draft the welcome speech having seen the profile. What's the profile? Dr. Nalini, a renowned neurologist, Hyderabad University, published 60 research papers, participated in 58 seminars, a good singer, young adult writer, awarded with Ratna Award in 2019, social worker, philanthropist. So having seen this profile on the question paper, the answer may be like this. Good morning, everyone. It gives me immense pleasure to welcome the chief guest for college annual day, Dr. Nalini. Dr. Nalini is a renowned neurologist from Hyderabad University. As far as research is concerned, she has published more than 60 research papers in the well-known national and international journals. She has also participated in more than 58 seminars. She is not only a good singer but also young adult writer. She has been conferred Bharat Ratna Award in 2019. Dr. Nalini is also known as a social worker and as a philanthropist. Madam, we are fortunate to have you with us. I once again welcome you on this auspicious occasion. Thank you. Now, in option to this, if you don't like welcome speech, you can write word of thanks based on the same situation. Question is like this. Prepare a word of thanks for the same occasion as mentioned above. Answer could be like this. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm delighted to render a word of thanks on this annual day celebration, the much awaited event of the year. To begin with, I would like to extend my thankful note to our chief guest, Dr. Nalini, who has accepted our invitation just by a phone call. Thank you so much, madam. Your presence has brought a new energy among the students. We are also inspired by your achievements. I thank our principal, Dr. Surjit, who has always been supporting and encouraging us to conduct such programs. Thank you, sir. I'm thankful to HODs for the unconditional support to make this program a successful one. My word of thanks would be incomplete if I failed to acknowledge the college cultural team who has planned and executed this event successfully. Thanks to the whole team and Mrs. Sushila, the event coordinator. I thank all the faculty members for the support. My special thanks to all the students who took part actively and witnessed it. And congratulations to all the prize winners. Thank you once again. So, like this, you can prepare a thank-giving speech or word of thanks if you don't like to attempt the welcome speech. So, till now, we have discussed the 40 marks questions from the workbook. Now, once again, in the description box, I have already mentioned the links of all the videos of grammar, reported speech, collocation, speech writing, word of thanks, and all kinds of speech writing, etc. Now, section B, the coursework for 20 marks. So here you will be having three categories, five questions for 1 mark, and one question for 5 mark, and one question for 10 marks. Five questions for 1 mark, right? Uh, then one question for 5 mark and one question for 10 marks, totally 20 marks. Begin with. So answer any five questions of the following. Out of 7 questions, you are going to attempt 5 questions, each for 1 mark only. So write the answer either a sentence, a word, or a phrase. What was the effect of importing finished clothing on Indian weavers according to the speech delivered by Shashi Tharoor? Answer. The weavers in India became beggars, and India went from being a world famous exporter of finished cloth into an importer, from having 27% of the world trade to less than 2%. When they saw I had gone insane, I'll blame it on the answer, on the fame and the pressure that go with being a celebrity. Who defaced the Hindi signs in Tamil Nadu as mentioned in the questions of English? Answer, E.V. Ramaswamy Periyar. Question number 4. Where do most bankers dwell? Most of the bankers dwell on marble halls or luxurious buildings. Question number 5, quite tricky question. What is the trick Oberon plays on Titania in A Midsummer Night's Dream? Oberon and Titania, king and queen of fairies, both want a young Indian boy to be part of their entourage. Entourage. Titania wants the child, who is half mortal, half fairy, because she promised his dead mother, her friend, that she would raise and care for the child. Oberon wants the child so that Titania would not won't lavish so much attention on it. To gain the child, Oberon is willing to play trick on Titania. What's a trick? Putting a love potion in her eyes so that she falls in love with the first creature she sees, which happens to be Bottom, B capital, who transforms Bottom's head into a donkey's head in a midsummer night's dream. Answer, the mischievous Puck, or Robin Goodfellow, uses fairy magic to change Bottom's head into a donkey's head. Dharma Shila is the king of Dharmapura in Hayavadana. Yes, it's a true statement. So these are the 7 questions. Attempt only 5. Now answer any one out of 3 questions. You are going to select only one question. So this is for 5 marks. Write a note on the effect of colonization on the colonized people from Dr. Shashi Tharoor's speech. Spelling error. Shashi Tharoor. Dr. Shashi Tharoor started speech by arguing that British colonial rule was responsible for the decline of the Indian economy, claiming that the economic situation of the colonies was actually worsened by the experience of British colonialism. Tharoor's demand that Britain should pay reparations to India for historic damage rest, though on insecure foundations. He observed that India's share of the world economy dropped from 23% to 4% during the centuries of informal or formal British rule. This change had more to do with the rapid economic transformation of Western Europe by the Industrial Revolution than it did with the adjustments inside India. A largely agricultural economy could not match an industrializing one. His claim rests on the drain theory that Britain sucked away India's prosperity, proposed by the late 19th century nationalists like the liberal MP Dadabhai Naoroji. When India gained independence, the drain stopped. There was no sign of the promised surplus. Question number two, uh, write about the willy-nilly picking up of lingua franca of Gandhi's children. Willy-nilly means to say whatever you like. So in the 1905 and 1906, Mohandas Gandhi, his wife, and the children shared a home in Johannesburg with an English couple, Henry and Millie Pollock. Later, writing of their life together, Gandhi recalled that Pollack and he had often he had very heated discussions about the desirability or otherwise of giving the children an English education. Should the English education be given? It has always been his conviction that Indian parents who train the children to think and talk in English from the infancy betray the children and the country. They deprive them of the spiritual and social heritage of the nation and render them to that extent unfit for the service of the country. Having these convictions, he made a point of always talking to his children in Gujarati. Pollock never liked this. He thought Gandhi was spoiling their future. He contended with all the love and vigor at his command that if children were to learn a universal language like English from the infancy, they would easily gain considerable advantage over others in the race of life. But he failed to convince Gandhi. Gandhi mentions that while he insisted on his children speaking at home in Gujarati and learning through that language, they naturally became bilingual, speaking and writing English with fair ease because of the daily contact with a large circle of English friends and because of their stay in a country where English was the chief language spoken. The private debate between Gandhi and Pollock has had a very many public echoes down the decades. In the 1920s, Gandhi and Tagore argued in print about whether a love for the English language betrayed a colonized mindset. The Mahatma thought it did, whereas a poet, a prophet of a rooted cosmopolitanism, argued that Indians could glory in the illumination of lamps lit in languages and cultures other than their own. As for Gandhi's children, despite their father's insistence that they speak and learn only in Gujarati, they willy nilly, whatever they like, they willy nilly picked up the lingua franca of South Africa, which also, fortuitously was the lingua franca of the world. Fortuitously means fortunately. In the linguistic enclaves that Indians live in, the promotion of bilingualism and multilingualism is certainly more difficult. Gandhi is not known to have been a model father, but by the accident of circumstance, in at least this respect, his children turned out to be more fortunate than other Indians. The bilingualism came naturally, with the language of the home being supplemented by the language of the country they lived in. In contemporary India, on the other hand, a meaningful and enduring bilingualism remains out of reach of the vast majority of citizens. So I have tried to give the answers where you can answer any questions based on the particular chapter. That's why the answers are quite a bit lengthy. Third question: describe how Titania was caught by the magic spell. The magic spell, the magic of Puck changes the head bottom into that of a donkey. Puck's on use of magic adds more humor to the already comical and overconfident character Bottom. Puck's, ima- Puck's magic also creates a great deal of humor in the dealings of Bottom and Titania. The contrasted humor is clearly shown as Titania weaves flowers into the hair of Bottom's donkey like head. Titania is a beautiful and delicate creature, while Bottom is completely grotesque. Magic creates an unreal image of Bottom, which in turn creates a comical contrast between Bottom and Titania. Bottom's altering through magic adds even more humor to the overall play. Next, the misuse of magic causes conflict among the four Athenian lovers. When Puck mistakenly applies the love potion to Lysander's eyelids. At this point, both male characters of the main plot have fallen in love with Helena, leaving Hermia out of balance. The struggle of the four lovers is one of the more complicated conflicts in the play. The conflict could have been avoided if Puck did not misuse his magic. However, because Puck mistakenly used his magic on Lysander, conflict erupted. Lastly, just as Puck's image caused turmoil and chaos among the lovers, it also aided in restoring balance. As the play ends, Puck no longer holds Lysander under a spell. However, T. Demetrius remains enchanted. It's important that Lysander is no longer enchanted. At this point, Lysander can return to Hermia. It is equally important that Demetrius remains under Puck's magic because it is the only way that he will love Helena. So these are the three questions for 5 marks. Out of three, you need to opt one. Now we are going to have a discussion of 10 marks questions. Again, you have plenty of choices. Out of three questions, you need to attempt only and only one question for 10 marks to begin with. In bankers, like anybody else except Richer, why do all vice presidents nod their heads in rhythm? So again, I have tried to given the very large answers which will fit all the other questions answers as well. In this ironical poem, the poet celebrates banks not only to hit at the fact that if they function by rules, they may be doing they may be doing they will be doing disservice instead of service to society. The poem is full of rich imagery describing the opulence in banks as a stark contrast to the poor mother who needs money to feed a baby. In his inimitable style, he depreciates banks under the grab of celebrating them. The poet Ogden Nash says in his poem, Bankers are just like anybody else except richer, that his poem intends to celebrate banks. Thus, he makes the readers feel curious when the poet states that his poem celebrates banks. The banks will let us hear the clink clank sound of the coins and the rustling sound of the currency notes. Of course, money is an attraction that draws people towards it always and forever. Suddenly, the poet changes the tone of his voice. He comments that bankers dwell in luxurious buildings. It is because they encourage deposits and discourage withdrawals. As the poet says, most bankers dwell in marble halls, which they get to dwell in because they encourage deposits and discourage withdrawals, and particularly because they all observe one rule which woo, besides the bankers who fails to heed it, which is you must never lend any money to anybody else. They don't need it. The stingy attitude of the bankers in lending, and particularly to the poor, sets the tone of the poem. He comments that bankers are cautious conservatives and the bankers deny lending money to the needy. They dislike the people who have no money, who have no property to give them as security. As the poet says, know you cautious conservative banks, if people are worried about their rent, it is your duty to deny them the loan of the one nickel, yes, even one copper engraving of the martyred son of the late Nancy Hanks, yes. If they request $50 to pay for a baby, you must look at them like Tarzan looking at an uppity ape in the jungle and tell them what do they think a bank is anyhow. They had better go get the money from their wife's aunt or uncle. But the bankers shrewdly and tactfully behave with the rich persons. On seeing the rich customers, they express a kindliness, greet them courteously, and offer to lend as much as money as they want. They would serve the rich customers with utmost care and affection. The vice presidents of the banks nod their heads positively to such proposals. They would even send money to the customer's place if they want, the poet says. But suppose people come in and they have a million and they want another million to pile on the top of it. Why? You brim with the milk of human kindness and you urge them to accept every drop of it and you lend them the million, so then they have 2 million, and this gives them the idea that they would be better off with 4. So they already have 2 millions as security, so you have no hesitation in lending them 2 more, and all the vice presidents nod their heads in rhythm, and the only question asked is to do the borrowers want the money sent or do they want to take it with them. The poet criticizes the too much commercial attitude of the bankers. They are pro-rich and anti-poor. The bankers have to act as catalyst of social change. They they have to see that the resources are evenly distributed among the various classes of society. They have to encourage the entrepreneurs and empower the deserving, poor, and hardworking people. But they are too cautious and conservative. They cannot discharge the duties to the society. They have to fulfill the objectives of the banking industry. They play safe and fail. They play safe and fail to realize the obligations and duties. They would only facilitate the rich to grow richer and the poor becomes poorer. The poet hints that bankers owe a duty to society. Wealth has to be distributed evenly. Those who do not have money but have the skills and talents, banks ought to help them to come up. But if the bankers play only by rules and stick on the conservatism and pro-rich stance, they can earn profits without the social gains. Such attitude is absolutely undeserving. Thus, the poet prompts the bankers and the readers to think of the duties and the responsibilities with the ultimate objectives of the banking industry. So, to get the best marks, try to quote the original lines from the poem. Question number 2. How does a celebrity deal with pressure of fame? Celebrity is a song that was released in March 2003 as the first single from his album Mud on the Tires. Mud on the Tires. The song is humorous look on show business and the many problems that the current entertainers endure, along with the notion that anyone can be famous as a result of reality television programs. It has a satirical tone to the glam world where one needs not to be in possession of any inherent talent to be famous. The speaker says that somebody he would be famous, but without talent. He thinks to be to the reality. He thanks to the reality shows because these days there was no need of talent. Now, because of the reality shows, there's no need to date any supermodel, no need to sue dad, no need to wait for the to wreck Ferrari, and he's on his way to rehabilitation. The poet write the speaker sings. He says, someday I'm gonna be famous. Do I have talent? Well, no. These days you don't really need it thanks to reality shows. Can't wait to date a supermodel. Can't wait to sue my dad. Can't wait to wreck a Ferrari on my way to rehab. The chorus presents that when you are on a celebrity on television, you act as a fool is considered as you as a cool. He can throw a measure fit when his late is not just how he likes it. When he's blamed to be insane, he would blame to be the fame to the fame. When the things are not proper, he would speak to Barbara Walter, a journalist in TV program. If he breaks the law as celebrity, instead of sending him to prison, he would get community service. The supermarkets will be filled up with all the newspapers and carrying sensational news about him. The more they write about him, the more he would get famous as a celebrity. I'll get to cry to Barbara Walters when things don't get my way, and I'll get community service no matter which law I break. I'll make the supermarket tabloids, they will write some awful stuff, but the more they run my name down, the more my price goes up. The chorus continues that as a celebrity, he would fall in love, break the relationship, marry with someone. If the things go down the drain, he again blames the fame. He considers it difficult. Wait a minute. He considers it difficult to maintain such relationship for a long time as celebrity. The speaker suggests to get ready to move towards Hollywood, prepare a pathway towards it being a celebrity. In this way, the speaker handles his or her celebrity status. This song is a common on the transformation in the understanding of talent in our present society. So let's hitch up the wagons and head our west, the land of the fun and the sun. We will be real world bachelor jackass millionaires. Hey, hey, Hollywood, here we come. The speaker is talking about a celebrity's lifestyle in the world of popular entertainment. So now, the last question of the 10 marks of your question paper. Why did Bhagwata try to remove the horse head of Hayavadana? Quite typical answer and the typical question. The play opens with worship to Lord Ganesha. Bhagavata comes to the stage. He is a character in the play and also as the narrator of the play. He seeks blessings from the Lord Ganesha for the successful performance of the play. Through his narration, he takes the audience to a place called Dharmapur and introduces the audience to the king Dharmashil. Then he puts up some rhetorical questions on incompleteness of man and God and also on the perfection of a man. During his narration, he introduces the two characters who are mutual friends. The first one is Devdatta. He is a very sharp minded, highly intellectual person. He has defeated poets and pundits with his knowledge. He is the son of Brahmin. The second one is here Kapila. He is a muscular man. He has great physical strength. He is the son of Lohar, that's called blacksmith. Both Devdatta and Kapila are in contrast as Devdatta lacks power and strength, and Kapila lacks knowledge and intellectual. According to the playwright, the head of Devdatta, that is knowledge, and the body of Kapila, that is physical strength, accomplish a complete man. If both comes together, it becomes a complete man. The narrator compares their pair to the pair of Ram Lakshman, Love Kush, and Krishna Balram. All these are the pairs of great brothers in Hindu mythology. A character a character that is actor one, not yet introduced here. A character, the actor one, appears on the stage shouting and running towards Bhagavata. He tells Bhagavata that he has just seen a strange creature, looks like a horse by face but speaks like a man. That creature has the head of the horse and the rest of the body of a man. Without paying any heed, any attention to his talks, Bhagavata asks him to prepare for the play, but he runs away from the stage and soon after he returns. Again, he comes back shouting. Now, a strange creature has appeared on the stage, and as earlier described by the actor 1, the creature has the head of a horse and the body of a man. For a moment, Bhagavata thinks that someone is wearing the mask of horse, and Bhagavata tries to remove the mask but realizes that it is truly half a man and half horse. Now the creature starts to introduce itself before Bhagavata, actor one, and the audience. The creature introduces himself as Hayavadana. So, who is this creature? Hayavadana, and Bhagavata was trying to remove his mask, and Hayavadana starts to narrate his story. So, eventually, we find here Hayavadana is revealed in his full form, half horse, and half man. The Bhagavata remains in disbelief and chides Hayavadana for trying to scare people with a mask. He asks Hayavadana to take off his mask, but when Hayavadana does not reply, he tries to pull off Hayavadana's head with the help of the actor. Eventually, however, he concedes that it must be Hayavadana's real head. So dear friends, this is how I have tried to solve this question paper, October 2022 examination, second semester, BCA, B.Sc Generic English under Bangalore City University, BCU. So if you have liked this video, click on the like button, comment, and subscribe the channel. Also see the description box for the other videos, other video links. Thank you so much. Wish you good luck for the examination. Dear friends, thank you so much for watching this video. You can reach me at mukeshenglish@gmail.com. Please do subscribe the channel, click on the like button for more videos on literature, workbook, pronunciation, grammar, communication skills, presentation skills, interview skills. Stay in tune with Mukesh English. Thank you once again.